Yo, what is good? What is good? It is your boy Darius, and we are back with another video. I hope y'all having a fantastic week, and we got some issues, bro. So, well, I gotta open the garage door. Let me just do that really quick. The wrong direction. So, I actually need to bring the BMW inside. Why? Because your boy got some issues with it. Has a rough idle, so I want to do some tests real fast to see what might be the issue. So without further ado, we're gonna bring the car inside and then we'll get started. All right, so got the BMW inside. I should let it run a little bit to show y'all what's happening, but I mean, either way, I want to do a couple of tests and just check. So the first thing I'm actually gonna do is just gonna scan the car and see what codes are coming up. I think that might be the best way to at least start figuring out the problem, right? So, I'm not sponsored, but this is Carly. I was gonna call it iCarly.
You're so not cool.
For all of those, I guess, what is that, Disney people? But yeah. I'm gonna use Carly and just scan the car codes and just see what might be coming up. Because it's a really bad, it's a pretty bad rough idle if you ask me. I have some inclinations because I'm not getting a check engine light, right? So I have some things that I'm thinking could be the issue. But your boy is not 100% certain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scan the car for some codes, see what I get, also do a couple of tests. I'm not really gonna be able to fix it today because I didn't get no parts, as I don't really know what's going on. But I'm hoping that at least getting started on the scan might actually be good. So have this on the phone. Let's see if I can connect to the car. Alright, so we got the BMW here. I'm about to connect to it and see. Alright, so this is the code that I got so far. After you guys can talk, you good. The family outside. After I actually scanned the car this time, thank God. The code that I'm getting is a catalytic converter efficiency and a multifunction steering wheel monitor interface. I know these buttons on the steering wheel don't work, so that's what I'm assuming that means. And these are the only ones I'm getting. I think this probably could just be how the car is running right now, but I think these two are the main ones, right? If it is a vacuum leak, then it's not too bad, but let me show you how it's running and sounding. So, rough idle like that. It's kind of showing me that it could actually be a vacuum leak, which the car probably trying to figure out how much air is coming through. So, what I'm gonna do is I am going to start pulling up some things that I could see it could be it, and at least start inspecting in the area. I don't want to fully take them stuff off yet, but I did want to scan the car. So yeah, so I'm gonna take off some of these things and I'm gonna take a closer look. But what I might do is just start changing some of these stuff anyways, because I know these things are brittle. I don't have a problem. This also needs to go. I haven't changed that since. This is the Dessa valve, but most of the time when this actually goes, it becomes a really big catastrophic issue. So I already plan on ordering that. What's making me think that it is something to do with, in the air coming through also, besides the Bank 1 sensor code, is that when the issue first showed up, the cap on this side literally blew off. So I'm thinking it could be something on this side. I haven't done too much into it yet, dug too deep into it yet, but I'm gonna check it out. So let me pull some of these stuff off. Alright, so knowing that it was a Bank One code, right, on the catalytic converter, that was the only code I was getting. Something told me to do something that I'm going to tell you right now, right? So a lot of the times when you have a rough idle, right, there's some issues that you can probably check, but most of the time, if it's running rough, it has three main components, right? It says fuel, air, and spark. Those are three main components. Seeing it is running rough, my main goal was to check fuel, spark, and air. Now, because it was an inconsistency in how it was running, I was leaning towards air. So what I did first was scan the car and to see whether or not the cars that the codes that came up was a Bank One code or for the O2 sensors. Why? Because if the O2 sensor code is coming up and is running rough, it could be a bad O2 sensor. Now I only have one, so it could also be that, but I'm more so leaning on the fact that it could be a vacuum leak. So one of the things that I actually did first was, as you can see, unplug the mass airflow sensor. So just to give y'all a sense of how that can kind of affect how it runs, right? So y'all saw how it was running earlier, and with the mass airflow sensor unplugged, it's back to running normal. Okay. It does say service engine soon because the mass airflow sensor is plugged out, right? So it's picking up on the fact that the mass airflow sensor is plugged out. If I plug the mass airflow sensor back in, because, and let me turn the car off. So if I plug the mass airflow sensor back in, what will essentially happen is that, let me actually turn the camera around. What will essentially happen is that it'll start to run back rough. So what that's telling me is that whatever air the car is reading from the mass airflow sensor is not matching the amount of air that is going into the car, which could mean that there's a vacuum leak behind the mass airflow sensor. So let me show you what I'm talking about, so y'all can get a sense. So this is the air intake that I kind of did a little jimmy rig. I was planning on replacing this anyways, so my goal then is to order one of these. I was planning on getting one of these already, which is why I replaced this, and I wanted to actually build a bracket to hold it up. I was actually using, which was a really cool little thing I had did. Pretty sure I've recorded in a past video, but I modified the old box to still kind of act as a cold air intake of sort, to kind of funnel it out until, you know, your boy picked up what he wanted. However, I kind of like it the way it is. So what I am going to do is most likely I'll try and build a butter box. I actually want to take a stab at it. But in the meantime, I'm going to put the box back in the future, and then I'm going to replace this. So right now, my guess is that somewhere behind the mass airflow sensor, so behind here, anywhere, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, as in the valve cover, it could be a bunch of different things, right? So I am not 100% sure. However, because I know that I want to change this because this normally has a leak, and because I want to change this valve because these normally go bad, I am thinking change this, change the dipstick, potentially change the dipstick gasket at the bottom, and see if that eliminates my problem. The other thing that I wanted to do, I don't remember if it's called what I'm about to name it, but there's something called like a O2 pilot thing. Okay, long story short, there's a way where you can run sorry, I'm laughing because I can hear my son inside crying because the door slammed on their own and it was the wind. So what I am also going to do is I'm going to run a hose from the back of the motor all the way, I don't remember where that goes. I'll show y'all on the video what I do because I gotta sit down and remember and figure out where that goes, right? But essentially, I'm gonna just knock out all of those things one time. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Knock them all out, get it going. So the idea is, since I know it's something to do with this, the first thing I am going to do is get some mass airflow sensor cleaner, clean that mass airflow sensor. If that don't work, I'm gonna have to get a mass airflow sensor. So I'm gonna order this, I'm gonna order this, and I'm gonna order this. In worst case, I clean this and it does work, then I can just return this. I still, however, will replace this and this. But that's where my mind is going right now. After I take these things off, what I am going to do, however, is I'm going to take these off, and then I'm going to I'm going to take these off, and then I am going to check the other hoses and make sure everything is good. Just to do a quick overview check. See, there's another place, another place that could have a vacuum leak, is this line going underneath. So, you know, just want to make a check. So now the owner before did tell me I can remove the secondary air pump, but because he has it edited out of the tune, so that's something that can be done. But I'll do that in another video. For right now, I am going to be taking this off, and that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go inside and I'm actually going to order some parts. That's pretty much all I can do. So unfortunately, we know what the problem is. Can't fix it today, but we know what the problem is. So I'll take that. To be fair though, when I got the car, the first things I did was, as you can see, I have I think this is a CFS radiator. I changed this. I did a metal water pump, and yeah, I kind of started replacing a lot of the cooling stuff off rip, because you know BMWs, especially this one, normally have issues with this particular flange right here, for sure. But yeah, that is going to happen, and just gonna do some maintenance on the car. So not that much I can kind of do, but I have a little surprise, right? So seeing as I can't fix it right now, we also got a bumper. So I'm thinking maybe today might be the day where we drop the bumper on the car while I have to wait for parts to get here. And I'm thinking about it, because what I would like to do, just gonna give y'all a quick synopsis of what I want to do, right? I would love to clean up the headlights. Got a little fun trick for y'all for that one. And I would like to put the bumper on and paint it, etc., etc. Comes with fog lights. But I guess we're gonna have to replace the bumper. So let me get some tools ready. Let me get what I gotta get going on, and then we're gonna replace that bumper, bro. All right, cool. Give me like 2 seconds for y'all. Gonna be at least about 5 minutes for me to get prepped. All right.
A few moments later.
So, got some of my tools ready. I'm thinking this is all I need. But quick update on the TT while we're here. TT, I think it would need the head gasket. So I'm right now also having to buy a part. But the same day I was gonna buy parts on the TT, this one went out. Or at least gave me that issue. Gave me that hard misfire issues. I mean rough idle issues. So I kind of paused on buying parts until I can kind of narrow down what that issue was. I do believe that the issue could be here, and honestly it could be from the fact that this be hanging. But this is kind of supported in the box that I created for it. So I don't know. But we're gonna test it out. Maybe clean the airflow sensor, see what's going on. It could be that, could be a lot of things, right? But I'm actually gonna get a mass airflow sensor cleaner today. I'll clean that out. Y'all won't be able to see it, of course. But I'll clean it out, and if it does work, then I will let y'all know. I'll literally jump back on and y'all be able to see. But if not, it probably won't be in this video. But for right now, we're gonna do a little something fun, because I'm not going outside right now. We are going out later, which is why I said that I'll probably do this tomorrow. But something fun would be to just replace this bumper. So got most of the things ready. I didn't get the parts from the TT because this went bad. So once I start ordering the parts for this, I'm also gonna order the parts for this. Now the good thing is that they're both German, so I can probably get both of them from the same place. That's the reason why I didn't buy the parts for this yet. But once I get this up and running, I can kind of get this going and hopefully switch out the head gasket, and we should be Gucci on this one for sure. And that's the only issue I'm getting right now, but in order for me to know, I would have to swap it. Well, first I'm gonna do a compression test. Compression test and make sure that it is actually the head gasket leaking through. Although my suspicions is it is the head gasket. But I'll do the full in-depth thing first. And I say that because I can see why the guy and the original owner brought this to the shop. He brought it probably to the shop because it probably needed the head gasket done, which he probably didn't say anything. So one, I need to find I need to get the parts. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do because I hope that the head is not warped. So what I'll do is I'll measure it on my own, and I'll show you how to do that with a flat surface, just to see if it have any play or if it's warped or anything. It'll let me know before putting it back. Because if it is bent, I may have to get it machined and that would take a little more time versus me just pulling it out, getting some Brillo pads, getting some WD-40, cleaning up the block a little bit, and then dropping it back in. So yeah, with that said, let's do something fun because we got that coming afterwards, and we gotta fix this. So without further ado, let's get it started, bros. So never to go for bumper on the BMW, but I do believe that these bolts are part of what's holding the bumper to the car. So I'm gonna play around with it a little bit. I'm gonna work it off, and then I'll figure it out, and I'll let y'all know what I came up with.
More moments later.
Alright, so I believe what I should probably do first is take out these fog lights, right? Now that bumper does come with fog lights. Gotta see how they're gonna be switched out for these, but I'm thinking these gotta come on in order for me to get to this bolt. That might be up there, right here actually. So maybe this has to come out. The other trim that was here, which is that, was here. If you notice, this is black and not gray because your boy wrapped it. I just was tired of seeing, that other gray bar here. To be honest, if these were going too, that would have been so nice. Which is why we got that bumper. Fun fact, this is a big spot. And if you clean it up really nice and look really close, you can actually see that I also used the same wrap and just dropped it right there. Why? Because I had already planned on replacing this bumper anyways, and I had already had that, so just kind of put that there so people couldn't notice it for the meantime. But let's get these fog lights out and let's see if that's what we need to do. Either way, we won't have to fix that. I'm thinking about whether or not there might be an easier way to do that, so let me see if I can get this out first. And if I can get it out without taking these out, then cool. I'm a little worried because I don't want it to hang on the wire, which is why I say maybe I'll take these out first, but I'll figure out which direction I'm going and I'll get y'all up. I'll show y'all what I did. GoPro. Alright, so if y'all can't tell, took out one of the fog lights and I just double checked to see if the connectors was the same, and they are. So I am gonna also most likely keep those light bulbs because they're the exact same light bulbs. It looks like they're screws in similarly to these, except for this, so we'll figure that part out. But just wanted to show y'all and let you know that yes, you do have to take out the fog light. Why? Because the fog light is attached to this, and that is underneath there, and that's the only way you can get to that bolt. Take out the fog light, gonna take out the next one, and we're gonna get in the bumper out. Alright. Alright, bros, so we got the bumper off. And just to show y'all a little bit, you gotta take the disconnect the splash shields off of the bumper. And then there's the 2 hex bolts that go in the middle that run through this pipe and that pipe there that holds the actual entire bumper on. After that, we have to now get this off and transfer it over onto the new one. So, and I gotta take off these, right? These are the horn. I mean, well, I don't have to take it off. I can leave it on here, but you get what I'm saying. So I can see that these are held on by rivets. So I have I don't know what these are actually called, but you know, the ones that pull out from the center, etc., etc. So gotta take those off with some care and work this off. So I'm not gonna hold the camera, but worst case, if it don't transfer over to that one seamlessly, I'm just gonna have to figure out a workaround. But for right now, that's where we at. So got the bumper off. Let me see if I don't want to make too much bangs. Eventually gonna have to get painted, and I'll work on that for sure. But just a quick mock-up of what it'll look like, and already that just changed the whole look of the car. Wow, I'm excited for this, bros. Alright, bros, so finally got the bumper support off. It was a bunch of rivets that I had to knock out. Now I don't see rivets on this one, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to attach that bumper support to this bumper. I believe this bumper support needs to go on first, and then I'm gonna have to drill some holes and drop some screws to kind of hold the bumper in place. I'm fine with that. I'll most likely tuck the screw someplace you can't really see it. Bada bing, bada boom, and we just do what we gotta do. But this has places for that to hold actually, so that's why it worked here. But not so much here. So we'll get started, see what I can knock out and do, and then we'll move on from there. So yeah, so after trying to get the bumper on, I realized, I'm trying to show y'all, these tabs right here are what's the only thing stopping me from getting it on. And then once it's on, it'll hook onto the bumper. I'll put some screws in it to hold on there, but I'm gonna also drop 2 screws right here on the inside. It won't be seen when the hood is down, but that'll be where I'll drop the screws, because it's the only way else I can get it, and then connect everything else. Alright, bros, we have it. Yeah. Oh man, I just gotta say, it looks so good. It looks so much better. I'll see if I can flash a picture of how it was looking right before. But that looks so much better. Now, there's a little finagling you have to do. I have to cut off some of the edges. Not 100% perfect, but the way it sits right now, can't really tell. It's not going to be 100% perfect, to be honest with you, just from the bumper we got, but you can't tell at all. It just looks good. So once everything is done with it, and I'm fixing it up, put some things together, get the TT on the road, we'll get this bad boy painted. I have so much plans for this car and this car, man. But slow and steady is the rest, slow and steady. So for right now, we got our bumper on, we're sitting and we living large, sitting cool. So yeah, I just want to say we took a bad day, took a day where we just actually figured out what the car was going on with, and we took some time, and we got this finished part. Now there's some other little things I want to do. Like I think I have a license plate holder that goes in here, so if we good on that end, I'll throw that in there. But for the most part, bros, we are done. It looks so good, man. So figured out what the issue is. I'm gonna order some of those parts so I can get started on that. But I was happy to just kind of knock out this, you know why? Because it's done. I don't have to worry about it no more, and it's finished. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, man, for just hanging in there. For it's truthing alone, we got these two. Okay, wouldn't have been so delayed, but you know, stuff happens. Something happened to this. I had to address it, and hopefully it's a simple fix. We'll run to AutoZone tonight when I'm chilling, and pick up what I need to pick up. But yeah, it's coming out better and better. Thank y'all for watching. I'm finally finished, so I'm gonna actually straighten up a little bit. Got some bumpers to put away, tools to put away, things to throw out. So we'll work on that. So definitely I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I appreciate y'all for watching. If y'all want to continue to see the builds, man, y'all want to continue to see the BMW and the Audi TT, just keep subscribe to the channel, ring the little bell icon, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I also have a Facebook group on Dino Goose. Everything is Dino Goose. You can find it at Dino Goose. Cool. We also got a website with some merch, so if y'all are looking to cap some of the merch to help with the builds, y'all already know y'all can go there, pick up some shirts, pick up whatever y'all like. I appreciate each and every one of y'all who do, and even if you don't, it's all right. Number 2, just share, bros. Share, because I do want to give a giveaway, and I maybe do a giveaway when we reach closer to 1,000 subscribers. So I appreciate y'all, and if y'all want that to happen, help me so I can help y'all. But without further ado, I am done for the day. Gonna clean up and relax, and thank y'all for watching, and I will definitely catch y'all on the next one. Peace.